I Am Not That Woman. It's a poem. Considered the matriarch of culture and resistance, Urdu poet Kishwar Nahid was born in Uttar Pradesh and moved to Lahore during the partition of 1947. She has played many roles including feminist poet, children's book writer, civil servant and radio broadcaster. She made her literary debut with Lab-e-Gaya in 1969 after a postgraduate degree in economics from Government College Lahore. About the poem. The poem is an articulation of the woman's position and experience in a patriarchal society. The poem recalls the famous verses of Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman, in that the speaker of both poems present the spirit of woman as unbroken. Despite years of oppression, both women seek to articulate an identity that moves beyond those imposed on her. The poem I Am Not That Woman by Kishwar Nahid and Woman Work by Maya Angelou show the struggles of two black women from different cultures. Compare and contrast the two women's experiences. The two poems I Am Not That Woman by Kishwar Nahid and Woman Work by Kishwar Maya Angelou are two examples of how black women were treated in these days. The poem come from two different backgrounds, but each have similarities and differences. In this essay, I intended to compare and contrast the two poems to hopefully give a better understanding. The poem begins with a speaker referring to a poster of women half naked and selling shoes and socks. It's a typical image of a woman as an object used to market a product usually aimed at the male buyer. The speaker continues with her articulation of woman's secondary position with the patriarchy. They are confined in the walls of the home, while men are free to move outside the walls. The phrase free as a breeze recalls the freedom and omnipresence of men within patriarchy. In the context of the poem, the speaker believes that her confinement is an instance of men trying to exercise control over women. The speaker asserts that women are beyond control and will express themselves artistically even within the narrow definitions of patriarchy. The second stanza articulates the oppression of women within the interlocking public discourse of law, tradition, and religion. Feminists believe institutions of marriage and motherhood are tools of patriarchy that seeks to enslave women, keeping them away from self expression outside the sphere of the home. However, the speaker is contemptuous of the chains that believes they cannot subdue the inconscious mind of women. Poem lines I am the one you crushed with a way of custom and tradition, not knowing the light cannot be hidden in darkness. The third stanza she examines another tool of this, prescribes tradition, chastity, or sexual purity. Within a patriarchal society, the woman's body is the site on which social laws of morality and values are inscribed. The image recalls Beth Christ's vision to underscore the resilience of women in the face of adversity. The fourth stanza recalls the idea of marriage as a bargain between the strong male and the weak female. The weaker sex is considered a burden, dependent on the powerful for their survival. The speaker believes that such an acknowledgement of weakness leads to the continued oppression of women, where such minds imprisoned with patriarchal value systems can never be free or independent. She indicts both sexes for oppressing and passively enduring the same. The prison spirit refers to awe in the mind and are obstacles to the freedom of the individual. The poem is political verse articulating female subjectivity within the landscape of religious, social, and gender repression. For women to realize themselves, they need to recognize their true selves, hidden, smoothed, crushed, chained, sold, imprisoned, and subjugated within the discourse of patriarchy.